This video was very kindly sponsored by Skillshare. Hey everyone, it's Erica and welcome back to the studio. Today I am going to be creating some miniature paintings and putting them in my art journal. These are Daniel Smith and Blick watercolors, which I am going to test out in my sketchbook here. I've already sketched out some autumnal things just for fun a while ago, and I wanted to turn them into little watercolors. This is an Archer and Olive sketchbook, by the way. It's the special collaboration with Paipa's Art. I'm a huge fan of Paipa and her amazing, detailed, whimsical artwork. So if you haven't heard of her YouTube channel, please go check it out. It's awesome. And the sketchbook is amazing. I've already transferred the sketches onto watercolor paper, and I used red colored pencil. I drew really lightly so that it's kind of fades away once I put the watercolor paint on. These miniature paintings are a great way to use up all the scrap watercolor paper that I have lying around after I cut down larger sheets. And I usually use them for swatches, but I thought it would be super fun to do these paintings today. It's been a long time since I've last painted, so I decided to start with these really small, easy warm-up paintings, and I'm going to speed up now because there's a lot of waiting for layers to dry, and I'm kind of slow at first when it comes to getting back into an art medium that I haven't done in a long time. I had a lot of fun with this. It was kind of like a practice session for me, and after I finished these 8 tiny little foliage things, I moved on to more complicated ones, things with more layers and a lot more detail. So this next one here is a brown bottle with some fall foliage in it, and I really took my time with it. I went from light to dark, and I made sure to preserve my highlights. I also let my layers dry completely, so I made sure to exercise my patience, and it turned out really wonderful. I think that the key is to just step away every so often. It's hard to tell because I've sped up the video so much. It's like 4,000 times the original speed, and I've also cut away all the parts where I had to let the layers dry. But yeah, I think that just being patient with watercolor is the key. The next one is a painting of some pumpkins and autumn squash in a basket. I think this one turned out okay. I definitely like the previous one better, but I still think that it looks really cozy and warm, which is the vibe that I was going for. I applied the same exact principles to this one. I started with my lightest colors and moved on to darker and darker shades. And the more you layer the watercolors, the more vibrant the painting becomes. So I had a lot of fun doing these miniature paintings, and after these 2 more detailed paintings, I left the other paintings for another time. Before I start filling my art journal with these miniature paintings, let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes on everything from drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, digital art, and any other creative pursuit that you can think of. I love that there are no ads and that most classes are easy to fit into any schedule. It's the perfect place to find inspiration or motivation when I need it, and as a lifelong learner, I find myself turning to Skillshare time and time again to find my next creative adventure. Recently, I took a class from Jana Bogac called Character Illustration, Create a Character with Photoshop and Watercolor. I learned how to use a digital medium to create a strong foundation for traditional media, which I hadn't ever thought to do before. I also learned a lot of different watercolor techniques that I was able to apply in my own work, and I think that I definitely leveled up my skills after taking this class. I've been with Skillshare for over a year now, and I've still only scratched the surface of all the classes that it has to offer. If you'd like to check it out, the first 1,000 people to click the link in the video description below will get a free trial of premium membership. For my next 2 art journal spreads, I wanted to have some miniature envelopes to go with my miniature paintings. These templates are available for free on my website. I recommend printing them on cardstock, cutting them out, and then you can have these templates for whatever you want. You can put them on scrapbook paper, tissue paper, or in this case, I'm using deli paper. It's a little bit stronger than tissue paper, and I like that it's sort of translucent so you can see what's inside. After you cut them out, all you do is fold the sides over and the bottom and the top, and then put a little bit of glue on the edges to seal it all together. I'm just gonna speed up the second one here. It's a different kind of envelope, and I'm just going to also speed up the gluing part because it's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, now I have my envelopes and I can start collaging in my traveler's notebook. This of course is my main journal, and I am still using my dot grid notebook, which is my favorite insert from the Travelers Company. For the first spread, I am going to be using the bottle with the plants in it, and then I'm just kind of arranging the different elements of my collage on the page. I decided to cut down the 8 warm-up exercise plant things, and I'm gonna stick them inside the envelope because I just wanted some variation on the page. At this point, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing for my 2 spreads, so I am going to let you enjoy the process, and I will check back in with you later. Hey everyone, it's me again. Thank you so much for watching my art process as I collage my two spreads here. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating them. I really missed having watercolor in my journal, so let me know if you'd like to see more painting in future videos. I'm so ready for autumn, as if you couldn't tell already by the theme of today's spreads. Yeah, the leaves are changing color, the weather's getting cooler, and I'm just ready for it. I really love how these spreads turned out. Let me know how you are doing in the comments, what you're looking forward to as we close out the year. And until the next video, happy journaling, happy art making. I'll see you next time. Bye.